I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
It's time for race number 9 on the day, the penultimate race over 1400 meters. This is an MR81 handicap that is set to get underway at 5 to 4. We do have 3 interviews lined up for you, that with Stuart Ferry, Dean Cannemeyer and Peter Muscat.
Yeah, obviously a really good run last time, and maybe the 15 last time just a little bit stretching him. So the 14 now is his good trip. Obviously the one from the Cannemeyer had ran a good race last time against some strong horses, but listen, he's fitting well at home, and yeah, listen, he'll definitely be in the shot.
Yeah, Ponte Pietra, I think, was badly in need of his run the other day over 1600 metres. We took him back to Cape Town. It was an absolute nightmare. His whole Cape Town campaign, he got sick and he had a bacterial infection in his lungs. We got him right, and then he ran second over 1200, which was too sharp for him. And then he got hurt in the float and kicked and cut up in the float, and so he had a lot of issues, and he was walking for quite some time. So when I brought him up the other day, I think he was badly in need of it, and it was over a mile. I've brought him back to a 14. That could be a bit of a question mark, but he did win a 14 at Durbanville, and then he ran second over 1200 meters, which was a good second. So brought him over a mile. I think a 1400, I think he could get away with it, but that run has brought him on tremendously. Also open competitive race, but he's looking exceptionally well. He's bred to go by Vercingetorix out of a Galileo. I mean, he's actually bred to go 2,000 meters, and he's shows me far more on the grass than he is back home, but he's looking good.
Black White Dynamite also met with trouble at his last start. He got smashed coming out the gates, which put him at the rear of the field. He did run on very strongly, but he's drawn awkwardly again. We're going to have to try and get him into a striking position early, so he hasn't got too much ground to make up turning in. But he's a very honest horse, and I expect him to bounce back to his best on Saturday. Neither here nor there, won very well on debut. Was a bit of a surprise for myself. I expected him to be very green in the run, despite being a rising 4-year-old. But he did everything right on debut. He is drawn worst of all for his first run out the maidens. But he is a quality horse, and if things pan out right for him on Saturday, he can get in the mix. But he is taking on older, hardened handicappers. But I expect a nice performance from him.
Well, race number 9 is the race that closes off that pick 6 on Saturday, and hopefully if you're running into the last leg of the pick 6, you're looking forward to a decent dividend here. It's a competitive lineup over 1400 meters, but it's not a race where I think you need to go wide. I think you can narrow your selections down. Ponte Pietra, he's definitely going to be the top choice for myself here. He ran an absolute blinder last time out against a lot stronger company. And Kitchekel, Noble City, I think it is, was in that lineup. And I definitely believe if Kitchekel, if not Noble City, win this race, they'd definitely be favourites here. Ponte Pietra, 1400 meters now. Could just be the slight concern, but he has won over the distance, and I think he could certainly get away with it. I think he's a horse that's got a bit of class about him, and I certainly believe that once he gets confident, he'll win his fair share of races. So that's going to be the top choice for me. I'm going to back him up with horse number 6, Lucky Dollar, who's at around 8 to 1 in the market now. He ran a lot better than the market obviously expected last time out, second behind Money Heist. And the positive is that Captain Rocket, who ran, I think it was third in that race, came out to run a good second behind Turpitz just this past weekend, although well beaten. And I think Lucky Dollar could certainly improve on that run. 1400 meters now, he carries 55.5. He's likely to get first run on Ponte Pietra here. So Ponte Pietra will probably have to go and chase him down. And I think it could be be fought out between numbers 6 and 10 in the final race. Obviously, Parmenion, Black White Dynamite, horses that you can include into the mix, along with number 13, and then number 5, Kingdom of Heaven. He's been disappointing in his last 3 starts, so we'll see how he goes. I'm sure the connection is looking for him an improved run, but I'm going to just go numbers 6 and 10 in the final leg of the pick 6, and hopefully those 2 numbers could be enough.
Yeah, I agree with you with number 10, Ponte Pietra, and you heard the positive comments from Dean Kannemeyer. He's come on from that last start, and he definitely looks like a quality individual with Keegan de Mello aboard. And just reading in between the lines and listening to the various comments, I just think, Raheel, the race is going to map out for him. I think there's going to be a solid tempo on. So the 1400, even though it's 1400, I think with that solid speed on, this horse is going to be finishing very, very strongly. And he's capable of finishing strongly. I mean, if you look at his 400 to finish when he won over 1400 at Durbanville, it's 21.8 seconds. Of course, that's a different track, and we're now racing at Greville. But he's very, very capable. And from listening to Dean Kannemeyer's comments, he's very, very positive and upbeat about this individual. I do make him the horse to beat. Pick 6 wise, if you want to throw in a few runners, I don't think you can ignore a horse like number 8, Captain of the Green. I think you can draw a line through that last start. Prior to that, his form was not bad, and the stable do rate him, as well as number 5, Kingdom of Heaven, who was gelded on the 5th of January 2023. I know the connections do rate him as well. I remember his impressive victory on the 12th of November 2022 when he was backed on that occasion. He has run some fair races after that, but he's definitely better than his last run, so he has been gelded. Take note of that. But yeah, I'm all in for number 10, Ponte Pietra.
Ponte Pietra, the horse that Devon and myself, we are going to be with in race number 9 on the day, and hopefully Keegan de Mello, Dean Kannemeyer can close off the pick 6 for all of the supporters.
My name's Danny Diliberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.